This call is now being recorded.
Hello everyone, myself Aarti, working as assistant professor in RMD Engineering College. So in today's session, we are just going to see what is amplitude modulation. So before going into amplitude modulation, let's first see what is mean by communication. So communication is nothing but it is going to be a transfer of information or transfer of message from one point to the another. So it can be either a source or a transmitter. This is going to be a receiver or a destination. So via the channel, the information or the messages is going to be sent from sender to the sender to the receiver, or a transmitter to a receiver. Before going into the amplitude modulation, so we have just seen what is communication. Next, we'll just proceed with what is modulation, what happens without modulation. So when we go with modulation, when there is no modulation, these are the drawbacks of the modulation. So as we all know that the modulating signal, there are two types of signals. One is going to be the carrier signal, the other one is going to be the modulating signal. The modulating signal is nothing but the signal which is going to be carried from one point to the another. So without modulation, the antenna heights will be of very very larger heights, because if you are taking it as to be your lambda, antenna height is going to be measured as lambda by 2. Lambda is wavelength, which is given by c by 2f. So when we are taking the value for your low frequencies, the antenna height is going to be very very high, so it gets disturbances when we are transmitting the signal. And moreover, the multiplexing is also not possible. There will be a lot of disturbances and noise when there is without modulation. So to avoid all these disadvantages, we go for modulation. So when we go for modulation, the reduction of antenna height can be reduced, so multiplexing of signals can be taken place, noise can be avoided, so bandwidth can be adjusted, so where the quality of the signal can also be improved. So that is why we are going for modulation. So as I told you earlier, there are two types of signal. One is going to be a carrier signal, the other one is going to be a modulating signal. So this carrier signal is a high frequency signal, whereas this modulating signal is going to be a low frequency signal. So whatever may be the modulation, whether it is going to be an amplitude modulation or angle modulation, so everything, there will be a two major signals. We will be discussing that with the two major signals, that is with respect to the carrier as well as the modulating signal. So now let's just proceed with the first type of modulation, which is going to be the amplitude modulation. So as the name indicates, amplitude modulation, there will be some change happening with respect to your amplitude. So as we have given you over here, this is going to be a modulating signal, which is a low frequency signal, and this is a carrier signal, which is going to be a high frequency signal. So amplitude modulation is nothing but the amplitude of the carrier is going to be varied with respect to the message signal or a modulating signal. So when you look at this diagram, it clearly depicts that the amplitude of the carrier signal, the envelope will be taking the shape of that of the modulating signal, whereas the amplitude of the carrier signal, this is going to be the carrier signal, the amplitude of the carrier signal is varied with respect to that of the message signal. This is called as the amplitude modulation. So now let's see the detailed description, or how we are going to represent the AM wave or the amplitude modulation wave. So Vm of t, so Vm of t is nothing but the modulating signal. So modulating signal is given by Vm sine omega mt. So Vm is going to be the amplitude of the modulating signal, and omega m is going to be the frequency, that is going to be the angular frequency of the modulating signal. Vc of t is the carrier signal. Carrier signal is represented as Vc, which is the amplitude of the carrier signal, and sine omega ct. Omega c will be the angular frequency of the carrier signal. These two signals are very very important to represent any type of modulation. With this two type of signals, let's see how it is going to change our amplitude modulated wave. So now, with respect to the amplitude modulation, the carrier signal, the amplitude of the carrier signal has been varied. So the amplitude of the carrier signal will be given as Vc plus Vm of t. So Vm of t is nothing but a modulating signal. In the first equation, we have just seen Vm of t is nothing but Vm sine omega mt. So we are just going to substitute that first equation in this third equation. So Vc plus Vm sine omega mt. So by taking Vc as common, that is amplitude of the carrier is taken as common, Vc 1 plus Vm by Vc sine omega mt. So this Vm by Vc is nothing but a modulation index. So Ma is for modulation index for amplitude modulation. So modulation index is given by the ratio of amplitude of the modulating signal with respect to the amplitude of the carrier signal. So let us take this equation as equation number 4. So finally, the envelope of the amplitude modulation, which is given by the envelope is taken by the with respect to the modulating signal. So which is given by VAM sine omega c t. So VAM, we are going to substitute the equation number 4 in fifth equation. So VAM is nothing but VC into 1 plus MA sine omega mt into sine omega ct. So this gives us the final expression for the amplitude modulated wave. So as I told you, the modulation index MA is given by the ratio of maximum amplitude of the modulating signal with respect to the maximum amplitude of the carrier signal. So with respect to this modulation index, there are three types of modulation. Okay, one is going to be the under modulation, the second is going to be the critical modulation, third is over modulation. So under modulation, the modulation index value M should be lesser than 1. Critical modulation, it should be equal to 1. For over modulation, the modulation index value should be greater than 1. So now let's see what happens to the amplitude modulated wave when the modulation index is lesser, equal or greater than 1 in all the three cases. So first is going to be the under modulation. So for under modulation, when M is less than 1, so it could be clearly seen that this is going to be an amplitude modulated wave. When it is less than 1, that is when it is less than 0.2, 0.5, or when it is less than the 100 percentage, the envelope of the amplitude modulator, it does not touch the zero line. So it does not touch the zero line, it just crosses along its border. So when it is less than 1, it will be not touching the zero axis. Let's now see what happens when we are moving with the critical modulation, when the modulation index is 100% or it is equal to 1. So when it is equal to 1, the envelope of the amplitude modulated wave will be just touching the zero line and it will be transmitting the signal. If it is in case of over modulation, when the modulation index is greater than 1, the components, that is the positive and the negative components, have been overlapped with zero axis. It gets overlapped with the signals when it is greater than that of the 1. So it is always to be safer side, that is we have to consider the modulation index less than 1. So in order to avoid the overlapping of these signals, it is safer side to consider the modulation index value to be lesser than 1. So let's now see how this amplitude modulated signal has been implemented in the MATLAB. So before proceeding with the MATLAB, I'll just explain the code over here and then we'll proceed with the MATLAB. So we have just taken AC. AC is nothing but the amplitude of the carrier signal. AM is going to be the amplitude of the message signal. FC is the carrier frequency. FM is the message frequency. M is going to be the modulation index. And T is going to be the time period. So T1 is going to be length space 0, T and 1000, where it is going to be, I'm just taking it as to be starting from 0 and it is going to end up with 0. We can just take it as to be also 2000. It is going to be the starting point and it is going to be the ending point. And Y1, as I told you, the message signal is going to be represented as sine 2 pi FMT, whereas the carrier signal is going to be represented as sine 2 pi FCT. And with respect to your amplitude modulated wave, it is represented as 1 plus M into Y1. So Y1 is nothing but sine 2 pi FM into T1, where multiplied with AC into Y2. Y2 is going to be sine 2 pi FC into T1. So as we all know that the amplitude modulated wave, it is given by, since it is given by VC, so amplitude modulated wave, it is given by VC 1 plus MA sine 2 pi FM into T, which is multiplied with sine 2 pi FCT. So this is what represented over here. This VC and sine 2 pi FCT is given over here. VC is represented as AC. Y2 is given by the carrier signal. 1 plus MA, which is 1 plus M, into Y1 is represented as sine 2 pi FM into T. So based upon the mathematical expression, with the same expression, whatever we have derived, we are going to implement the same expression with the MATLAB. So we'll just go and run the MATLAB and we'll just see how the modulated wave appears. So this is the code for the MATLAB. So whatever the code I have just explained, it has been given over here. T1, Y1, Y2 equation and everything has been given and the plots has been given. I have just taken it as to be a 4 rows and 4 rows and a single column. So let me run it. Yeah, it shows me carrier. We have to first thing is I am going to enter the carrier amplitude signal. So the amplitude of the carrier, let me take it as 5. So message signal amplitude, let me give it as a value of 5. And carrier frequency, always the message signal frequency FM should be lesser than that of the carrier frequency. Carrier is the highest frequency when compared with that of the message signal. So let me give the carrier frequency as 20,000 and message frequency as 2,000. And modulation index, let me give it for your under modulation, which is 0.5. And the time period, let me give it as 0.01. Any value you can give it for time period. So I'm going to give it as 0.01. Let me execute the program. I'm going to give it for critical modulation, message signal. Carrier frequency is 20,000 and message signal frequency is 2,000. Modulation index is 1 and time period I'm going to give it as 0.01. It takes a few seconds to get executed. Yeah, this is the final output. Uh, so I have given the modulation as 1. So this is my message signal, which is a low frequency signal. This is a carrier frequency. We have taken a time period from 0 to 1000. So it stops with the 0 to 1000. Critical modulation, I have given the critical modulation. So the amplitude modulated wave just touches the 0 line and this is going to be the demodulated wave. Okay, so when we give it for your over modulation and when we give it for your under modulation, if it is over modulation, the signals, positive and negative signal gets overlapped with each other. When we give it for your under modulation, when it is less than 1, it will not be touching your 0 line. It will be just passing along the envelope. So thank you.